Okay, folks, we are back here in the Navigant Credit Union Broadcast Center. I have a very familiar face standing here with me. You can't see here from the camera, but there's iconic pictures where the dress barn used to be at the corner of Dorrance and Way Bassett. Tony Lepore, Sr., the dancing cop, wanted you to come in today. Thanks for coming in.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Well, wanted to talk with you because in recent weeks we've seen folks bring you to light.
Mm-hmm.
And we've seen the result of what happened in South Kingston. This was the Firefighters Association parade.
Right.
And you've been outspoken about it. The proponents trying to say to have you not perform in the parade, and then we saw what the result of that is. What was your reaction?
Well, I got a call in June by the fire department there, and they said that there may be a problem because this woman was trying to get into their meetings, and she never did. So,
specifically pertaining to you dancing in the parade in September.
Right. And I got to remember, I did 5 parades. I did 5 years there. So this would have been my 6th year.
And you've done parades since, because we'll go
10.
back to what took place, and this was the October 2015 event.
Okay. I saw this thing on Facebook where this police officer went in, and what wasn't mentioned, which I will mention now, she was very belligerent to the police officer before she gave him the cup that said Black Lives Matter. And me being an officer all those years, I was an officer for 18 years, I resented what she did to him, you know, and that's what the whole thing was about. It was nothing about race or anything like that. I was sticking up for that officer that no one did that, and that's another thing that I said, I'm going to stick up for this officer because nobody came forward to stick up for this officer, and I did.
Did you think it was going to get as big as it got?
No, because I thought the department liked what I did. So when I went to the commissioner's office in the early December, they fired me. I said, I'm sticking up for your man, one of your men. Well, they went on and on and on that the people thought that I was representing the police department, and because they did, and we had all these neighborhood people calling, and I was fired. And it wasn't because I was racist. It was because people thought that I was representing the police department, which I wasn't, because I've been a civilian since 1989.
Oh, you've been out that long.
Oh yeah, yeah, I'm an old guy. I'm a Vietnam veteran, and yeah, I'll be 70 my next birthday, but I can still do all the stuff I do. And I said, I don't understand this. I mean, I'm sticking up for one of your people, but then again, you know, anybody at the higher ups are all appointed by the mayor, and they're going to go according to protocol.
So let's go, you know, we have written a lot on the issue.
Right.
A lot of folks had paid attention to it. This was the fall of 15. We saw what happened around Christmas time. We saw East Providence. There was some backlash there. They asked you not to participate. But since then, you've participated, danced, been parts of not just this, not just South Kingston. I mean, since then, how many parades and events do you think you've done?
For 2 years now, this next month will be 2 years. I would say about 25 parades and grand openings for all major stores and restaurants. And this woman just didn't want me in the parade, and that was it. She just didn't like me. I hear that she's part of a group that's against a lot of stuff, and I went head to head with her on the radio, and I don't know if you heard that, but she was everywhere. You know, she was everywhere, and that she put out a petition. Got 500 names. Now, if there's an organization involved, 500 names is nothing. I mean, if I did a counter petition, it would have been 6,000-7,000 names.
You have a lot of supporters.
Yes, and yeah, and it just. First she said on the radio show that I'm going to rescind the petition because I don't think you're a racist now. I said for 4 weeks that petition's been out and you're trying to ruin my reputation. Now you're rescinding? Yeah, I don't want you in the parade because you're a costume cop. I mean,
So
yeah.
do you feel like you've been dragged through the mud in South Kingston in
Yeah,
particular?
yeah, and the fire departments, between the, you know, they supported me, believe me, and they felt bad this happened. But, again, this was during the time that they had all the riots, and they were a little nervous, and because some people said she was part of these different groups. And I don't know, I mean, there's 7 different groups now. But I'm not a white supremacist. I have many black friends, I have many brown friends, and they laugh because they know me. And it's crazy. I gave away a black girl at her wedding. I think you saw that. And she calls me her stepfather because her father died, and she wanted me to give her away. And I mean, people come in my home all the time of color. I mean, I can't believe this is happening. It didn't stop, and I didn't have, the first beginning of it was nothing to do with anything. Because I didn't even know what Black Lives Matter was, you know?
Do you think that that's what happens? You've seen it. You lived through it. This happened again. We're going back 2 years now this fall. And you just talked about, again, the woman who had done the petition, taking a step back, having conversations with you, and realizing, oh, wait, you're not, and then having
Right.
another reason. But, you know, things get heating up. We see what happens around the country. People
Yep.
get nervous.
Yep.
Would we be better off if we just had conversations with people
Really?
and not be so caught up?
Really?
So, you know, if you had been able to talk with her weeks before, I mean, what would you say to folks out there
Well-
about, from your experience, what we can all learn from this?
Well, first of all, she did go on my Facebook, and it wasn't talking back and forth. She could have inboxed me, and we could have had a conversation. But no, it was one-line rhetoric. Boom, boom, you're racist. I read this on what you said. And she was actually reading some of my comments on a post. Now, you can
find anything on social
yeah,
media.
right, yeah. But you can take it right out of context if somebody makes a comment on a post. And, well, I'll tell you, who I am, people know who I am, and they know me, and they know what kind of a person I am. And I'm lucky, because if this was someone else, oh my God, they would have dragged me through worse. I'm still getting hired.
I was going to say,
People still love me.
you're not going anywhere.
No, I'm not going anywhere. I'll be here. But, you know, it's just, please watch what you say about people. But then again, you don't want to do that because then you can't speak your mind anymore. I mean, it's crazy. I want to speak my mind. I like that girl. She's a nice girl. Well, you know who she supported? Oh, give me a break. You know what I'm saying? That has nothing to do. Everything's politics. Everything.
You've been, as I said, I wanted you in to tell your story because you've got so much to say about everything that's happened, especially these last couple of years.
Right.
But as I said, you know, is that the iconic corner? I wish I could flip the camera around to show people. I mean, is that the picture that's shown most often? It was the dress barn.
Right.
Was that your favorite? Was that your favorite spot to perform?
Yeah, well, I started there. Then I came here because the kids wanted to see me when they got out of the theater because they used to go see the Nutcracker. And at the last 3 years, they would actually wait for the bus there, and they tell the bus driver, don't come early. We want to go watch the dancing cop for about a half hour. You know, and the kids would come down, and I would get, because I could shut the lights off, and I go there and do high fives with them and give them a hug or whatever, you know, and it was part of, and that's another thing I brought up to the police department. I said, all the PR I do for you, all the commercials I do for nothing for the police department in the city, does that mean anything? No. Means nothing. So.
Well, why don't you come in here to tell your story? We see you on social media. I know you do other media, but this is a great way to just have a conversation.
Right.
Let folks know sort of
Right.
how you're feeling right now. But as you said, you're going to keep dancing.
Oh, I'm going to keep dancing.
Give us a little move.
Oh, God, I got the wrong shoes on. What can I do? Oh, I got to do one of these. One of these. And you want to see my left turns?
He's here, Tony Lepore, giving us the dancing cop routine, a little slice of it, but again, wanting to talk about being told, again, not participating in this one, but how the process unfolded, how things currently stand with the person who had brought this to light, and where you plan on going moving forward. Keep dancing.
Keep dancing.
You're keeping
Keep
dancing.
dancing. Keep making people happy. I mean, I do children's shows, and I mean, the kids love it. And, you know, they go home and boast, oh, I was with the dancing couple. Oh, come on. No, I was. See, here's his picture. Because I carry mustaches with me.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, mustaches, whistles, and I do autographed pictures, and I have dancing cop deputy sticker pictures.
Well, I appreciate you taking the time to come in here and talk to viewers.
Thank you.
We will
Thank
talk
you.
soon,
My
Tony
pleasure.
Lepore.
My pleasure.
I'll let you around the corner start your weekend.
Keep smiling.
Okay. You know him as a dancing cop, but he's Tony Lepore. You've seen him on Facebook, social media, all over the place, especially since October 2015. This was the story broken by Go Local. An employee at a Dunkin' Donuts wrote Black Lives Matter on the coffee cup of a police officer. We saw the reaction to that. Tony made comments, got backlash, was basically taken off his job from the event here that takes place in the city of Providence. The city told him that it looked like he was speaking on behalf of the police department, was taken off of the event in East Providence following as well. But as Tony said, he's performed other places, but it just heated back up again here this summer in South Kingstown. Again, told he's not going to be performing at that parade. But as Tony said he wanted to tell his side of the story. Glad that he was able to come in here. We appreciate, again, any folks who want to come in and tell their stories here at Go Local.